Mobilize!
ChiggsArmy.
ChiggsArmy, mobilize! No, seriously, though, he has awesome videos, and he'll have a version of what we're doing today. So go over and check his channel. Give him a sub for old Chigg.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know. Seriously though, we're at a really cool farm, big property, lots of fields. There's Indian artifacts here. There's colonial home sites, more modern home sites. And we were actually looking for Indian artifacts earlier, and we got to this little hill right here. And we started finding a lot of pottery and glass. Looks to me to be 1800s. So it's time to get out the metal detectors. What do you say?
Yeah, that's right. Stop you're yapping.
All right, so let's get started. Todd's down there by the truck still. I'm getting into an area where there's a lot of iron. I haven't dug anything yet, but I did want to show you this. Hold on. That's a nice old top tool bottle. That's good age right there. See, there's lots of little pieces of pottery in here. Little piece there, little piece there, ceramics, and it's getting thicker and thicker as I'm going up the hill. And there's also pieces of brick. See the little blue stuff here. So yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good site, I think. Although I have not, haven't gotten a really good signal yet, but not seeing anything that's really new either, which is nice. Like, you know, Coca-Cola bottles and stuff like that. That's pretty right there. But it seems to be getting thicker and thicker as I go up the hill. So what I'm going to do, let me show you what I'm hunting with today. Garrett AC Max, 0 program, 0 discrimination, maximum sensitivity. I've already ground balanced, and I'm going to leave my headphones off just for a second so you can listen to it, but then I have to put them on so I don't drive Todd nuts. This is the iron. Listen. All grunts of iron. And now listen for squeaks. All right, so what I have to do, I have to get my headphones on so I can concentrate better, and I'll hear probably 3 targets in the area that I just walked over that are worth digging. So just give me a minute. Poor Todd is like, Chigg, you gotta laugh. I said, why? He says, I got steel-toed boots on. Poor Todd. Every step.
Sounded good.
Yeah. Every step he takes, the machine's gonna go off. I'd be out here barefooted if it was me. So that's your first target?
First target. I think it's pewter. Not lead.
I know what it is. Yeah, it is.
I know what you think it is.
I know what it is.
You think it's
it is what I think it is, yeah.
You think it's a nail head?
I know it's a nail head. Look at the back.
I don't think so. You think so?
Yeah, you can't mess with the Chigg, dude. He's like, I think I got a pewter coin from 1515. No, I'm pretty sure it's a nail head, Todd. Seriously. If you look at the back, you can actually see the little circular line in it where it was flattened over.
I knew that's what you would say.
Well, so you knew what it was.
I knew
you were just hoping it was better. That's all.
The kind of metal doesn't look lead to me.
I think it's lead. Yeah. Kids nowadays. Well, this is my first squeaker of the day. It is probably a little piece of pewter, I think. At least it's something that's older than me. A lot of iron, but not a lot of squeakers yet. So this is my second little squeaker, which I don't know what it is actually. I thought it might be part of a frog or a bayonet scabbard, but I think it's more likely off of a car. Piece of, I don't know what it is. You see, it has it was attached to something there. That could be early 1900s, really. It might be earlier, but I just don't know.
Found a button. I found a button.
Oh, you sure it's a button?
It's a button? Is it
I think, yeah, that's one of those things that comes off a roof with a nail in it.
Ah, you dog.
We found a button. I'll leave him to it. We got a signal here. All right, it's rock. Hopefully that got it. Ooh, might be this. What is that? That's part of an old scythe, probably, or sickle. Maybe, I'm not 100%. That's probably what we're hearing now. I'll check it out. If it's not that, I'll show you what it is. Yep, that is a piece of chain link, 2 chain links together. Looks like a little piece of melted, well, I guess it's melted lead. It's really heavy, but yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, it almost looks like it's carved, but I think it's probably melted. You can see this red wear in here. So yeah, this could be a very good site. Just need more time, I think. Got a little squeaker right here. Don't know if this is gonna be a button or just a piece of melted junk. Yeah, probably a cuff link, actually. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Okay, cuff links look like buttons, but they're not round usually. They usually look like that, and a lot of times they'll have a fox on it with the words tally ho. And I don't know if this is going to or not, but that's definitely a cufflink of some sort. We'll get it cleaned up, get a picture of it for you. It's my first, well, non-skunk find. I think Todd's got a couple buttons down the hill. Oh, the landowner actually stopped in and he told us that this has been metal detected a lot over the years. This very spot that we're on, that's why we're only finding small stuff. I think Todd's buttons are pretty small, and my stuff, the stuff I'm finding is pretty small too. So I don't think I'm going to hang around here too long. Maybe find a couple more things, and we'll go somewhere else. So I just dug another a little piece of lead. That's probably a fired bullet of some sort. Thought it might be a tip to a mini ball, but I think it's fired, judging by that divot in the bottom and the way the lead smeared. Just little tiny targets. Looks like a tooth. Is it human? Let's look. I don't know. Could be a Sam squinch. Yeah, I don't think it's human. I just dug a little piece of a buckle. This is like a colonial era, earlier 1800s buckle of some sort. But again, it's just a small piece. This place has been hammered. I can tell because there's so much iron in here and so much pottery, good pottery too. Some more expensive stuff. And there's not many targets. We're just picking up scraps that were missed by the guys that got all the coins, big dandy buttons. But we'll take what we can get. So I just found this little piece of brass here. This was actually on the surface. This is probably from the home site, but again, just small pieces. I mean, I think the majority of artifacts are long gone. Oh well. Testing one, two. So I'm a little bit away from the house, but I got a nice squeaker right in here. Hope that's not it. I think it's in here, I hope. Oh yeah. All right, this is a good squeak. Hopefully it's not a beer can. Lucky, what is it? It says silver. Looks like, oh no. I thought it was gonna be a silver coin, but it's some type of tag. Nah, old cow tag, old Bessie, 685. Oh no. Well, at least it is an artifact that can be identified. So I just found Bessie's earring a few feet back. And got another nice signal, and I do believe this is going to be, it's definitely a bullet. Whether it's been fired or melted, I'm not sure, but that's a little musket ball for sure. All right, I came down from the house a little bit because I noticed it looks kind of weird right here. So it drops down, goes back, drops down. So I was hoping maybe there's some type of building down here, but I'm not really seeing any pottery, but you never know. We haven't quite gotten over to it yet. So we left the little field and had been on quite an adventure. I just didn't feel like I was going to find enough in that field to make a video. We're just finding mostly small stuff, like small buttons and just small stuff. So we went on a little adventure. We met up with another landowner, farmer, and he had a suitcase full of dinosaur bones that he wanted us to look at. So we looked at that, and they were like fossilized clamshells. And he was telling us about 2 home sites that are on the side of this mountain on his property. So we drove up here, had to cross the river. I didn't get that on film, but we'll get it going back. And we went to one of the home sites, and it was not a home site. Something was there, maybe a still or something, but I didn't even run the video. So we came over to where he said the other home site was. And it's Todd right there. You see the Chigg Rigg through the woods, and there is a home site right there. I found some pieces of potbelly stove, a couple pieces of lead, but it's a very small site, and I don't think it's pre-Civil War. So we'll look around there just a few minutes, find 1 or 2 things, and then we're going to have to head out back across the river, and I will film that because that was kind of exciting. So this is where the little home site is. That's where we drove in. Just right in here. I'm just going to let you listen to it real quick. So there's iron in here. But not really many good squeakers. Like I said, I just found a little bit of melted lead and a couple pieces of potbelly stove. But if I get a good squeaker, I'll get you back out and we'll dig it together. What do you say? Here's some more melted lead. Todd just said he got a button, but it's a modern button. So this isn't going to be a very rich home site, but we'll give it a few more minutes just in case. Just never know. That's where the home site's at right there, and I'm getting a lot of signals in here, so I started digging it up, and there's some like pewtery stuff, but I don't think it's too old. See some broken glass, more broken glass, and this big piece of iron, which I'm assuming is going to be part of a stove. So this is probably the little trash dump where they just threw stuff out of the building when they were living here. But I just don't think any of this stuff's going to be particularly old. Yeah, look at that. That's probably cork top, but that's, you know, it could be 1930s easy. So I don't know. We'll look around a little bit longer. A decent signal right there, but you can see all the broken ceramic. It's just a mason jar lid, kind of right up about where the house stood. I don't think Todd's doing much better. That's pretty sad. I probably haven't showed you any of these, so I might as well show you one. Shotgun shells, lots of shotgun shells here. Well, that's probably my best find in this area. I've just found this, which is, I believe, the inside of a clock. Not 100%, but that's pretty much what they look like. I mean, it could be something else, but oh well. It sounded good. The truck is right up in there and the home site's over there. I just thought I'd try down below a little bit, but not having a whole lot of luck. Just gonna floor it right here, and we're just gonna keep going until we get across the river, which is through the field somewhere. Yeah. You remember how we got out here, Todd? I don't think there are tracks, do you? It's right here, I guess. I wonder if we should check any of those fields before we go across.
Look out there.
What?
It's like going to the...
No, I mean that field. Cornfield.
Okay, I'm sure that you can check anything you want to check.
Ready to cross, Todd?
Yeah. Hold your breath. Hold your breath.
Yeah. That was fun. Okay, so we moved locations again. You know, we crossed a little river. I dropped Todd off at the field where we were just finding the little buttons and little pieces of brass. I didn't want to metal detect there anymore. I was tired of that. So I came down the road about another quarter of a mile, half a mile to a different field, this big plowed field. Out of the truck, got some iron signals in this area, right in this corner. Dug a nice hole, and I got my first target, which is a nice piece of brass. Okay, you know, I found one of these in another video, which was actually just not that long ago. I'm not exactly sure what it is. The home site I was on was like early 1800s up to about the Civil War, so I'm going to guess this dates to about the same thing. You can see a split right there. So it's probably, you know, it was like some type of leather pouch or something, and this was, you know, the part of the latch where it latched together. It's what I'm guessing at this point. Good sign, because that's like, you know, Civil War or before, I do believe. Let's keep looking around. Lots of iron. I don't see any pottery though, so that makes me a little bit nervous. We have about 1 hour, and I'm gonna go back and get Todd, and then we're gonna head home. So just up the hill just a little bit, and I found a piece of melted lead. So that's a really good sign. I'm getting pretty excited now. I saw these rocks, so I thought I kind of worked my way up to here. I'm still not seeing any pottery, but there's definitely iron. Truck's right there. Found that piece, melted lead. Hopefully the house is right here and not in the tall grass. So over there we'll have to come back in the fall. Kind of circled around, and really the highest concentration of iron is right down here in the corner by the truck. I just found another piece of lead. It looks like melted lead, so we'll just have to stick around right here. I mean, the house could have been on the other side of the truck, but we'll check. We'll just hunt this for a while, see what we can come up with. Another piece of lead. I promise I won't show you too many more of these, but that could be fired. I'm not sure. I'm about a foot away from where I found the other piece of lead. All right, next signal is going to be a nice coin, or at least a button, I hope. That looks like an old pipe stem right here. It's the first one of those I found today. It could be an oldie. I just dug this cool little button. It's a little pewter. I think it's actually a drilled shank, which makes it quite old, or, you know, mid 1700s probably. Design on the front, not really sure what it is. It looks like it might just be like 4 divots. We'll get that cleaned up, get you a decent picture hopefully in the end. But yeah, that's a nice early button right there. Just dug this interesting little thing here. This is actually the end of, God, I almost know what it is. It's like a little scabbard almost. Like something goes in the end here, like leather, and it has a rivet that goes through there. It's like a little tip, like a little chape to something. Or maybe it's something you put in your hair and it dingles. I'm not sure, but it's just brassy, so it's kind of a cool find, actually. I know this isn't very exciting, but I did want to show it to you. This is probably a big piece of cooking kettle. So that kind of narrows it down now that we are on an old house site. I don't think it was a big one or lived in very long, or we're just on the edge of it and it's over in the grass. But no, I promised I told you I wouldn't do this to you every time I found one, but here's another smushed musket ball. I haven't found anything else yet, so there's no pottery either, which is very strange. I'm still finding a few pieces of lead and stuff in here, but I'm not finding enough to keep me that interested. I got two more places I want to check out. One, sorry, just dropped my machine. One is down by the river, so let's scoot down there real quick, take a quick peek at that. And another is by an old log cabin where the homeowner or a landowner lives. There's a field just like this. So let's jump in the truck right there and scoot over to the river right over there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the metal detector. We're at the river. I'm going to go ahead and grab the metal detector real quick and make a quick sweep. It looks like it's pretty junky. You can see the roads right over there. You'll see a car go by in a minute. The river's between here and there. I saw this dirt, exposed dirt when I was driving down the road there early this morning, so I wanted to check it out. But it looks like it's all been pushed around. Probably flooded a lot too, so it might not be worth detecting, but we'll check it out. If we don't find anything pretty quick, I got another field I want to check out on the way off the property. Well, this didn't turn out so hot down here. I was hoping, we might get lucky with the metal detector or at least find some Indian artifacts. If you see, they've been down here pushing around with a dozer a good bit. Made a berm over there, I guess, for flood control. And I'm just not really seeing any artifacts at all and not hearing anything with the metal detector. I had high hopes for this spot. Oh well. Just up over that hill is a log cabin. That's where the owner lives. And right here's a big spring. Alright, so I thought what we'd do is we'd go out into this plowed field, give her a go with a metal detector, and also look for Indian artifacts while we're here. But we have to get across the muck first. And that might be easier said than done. Alright, I'm going to put you away and give a little vault across there. We'll see on the other side maybe. Well, I'm zipped all over the field. I'm not really getting any signals with the metal detector. Looky there. That's a good sign. Now, I don't know if there was a house here that dropped that, or if that came out of a manure spreader, but I suspect there's a house nearby. There's my truck in the spring. A lot of the, there's a lot of flint out here that's been worked. But I'm not finding any, nice whole pieces. There's another piece of flint there. It's all scattered around the river. You can see the river down there. And I went all up on that little knoll and really didn't hear any signals, just seeing some flint scattered. But that little piece of feather edge, look, there's another piece here. There might be something. There might be something right in this corner. Don't forget, the spring is by my truck and it comes down through here, this side of the trees. Right in this corner could be a home. Let's get to it. We don't have much time, do we? Todd said he wanted to go to some meeting tonight, but I don't think he's going to make it. Well, I just found those two pieces of pottery and I got a call from Todd, so we have to go. He apparently doesn't need to go to that meeting tonight. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little adventure. I know we didn't find a whole lot as far as artifacts on this particular hunt, but we saw some pretty neat things, had a lot of fun, and we have some places to come back to because I definitely want to get back to the corner where I've just found that feather edge. Probably not going to make it this season because they're going to plant soon, but maybe in the fall. And I hope you join us on our next adventure. Until then.
If you're living or somewhere in between, Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll till I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in